Hello, my name is Vanessa Cooper. I'm a Pinterest marketing expert and content creator. And today I am talking to you about Pinterest for local business. So if you're familiar with Pinterest, you already know that Pinterest is great for business in general. It is global. Pinterest is all over the place. You can reach audiences all over the world on Pinterest, especially here in the US. Pinterest has main US-based audience, but you can still reach an audience in so many other countries. So it's great for a lot of businesses. A lot of big brands who ship globally are on Pinterest. A lot of service-based businesses that offer like digital services are on Pinterest. All kinds of businesses are on Pinterest, getting traffic, getting sales, growing their email list, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you might have a local-based business, like a brick and mortar business, or a business that offers services that are just local and not global. So you might wonder, can you use Pinterest for your local-based businesses if you can only find clients or customers that are near you, whether in your city or in your county or in your state? So I'm here to answer that question and give you some tips on how to do it. First of all, full disclosure, a lot of Pinterest virtual assistants disagree that you can't really grow a local business on Pinterest, but I think that you can. And there's a lot of Pinterest marketing experts out there that know that you can grow your local business on Pinterest, but you have to do it in a very specific way. So I'm going to teach you a little bit about that today. Number one, you want to use local Pinterest SEO. And what I mean by Pinterest SEO is Pinterest search engine optimization. If you know about Pinterest, you know that Pinterest is a visual search engine. And just like with any search engine, in order to reach your audience, you need to incorporate search engine optimization in everything you do, like keywords. And so if you want to target your local audience on Pinterest, you need to make sure that your profile and your pins and your boards are all optimized with local Pinterest keywords. So you want to make sure that your location is obvious to your audience. So you want to make sure that Pinterest knows where you're located so that they know who to put your pins in front of. Okay. Now, how do you find good keywords for your local area? That's going to be something that you're going to have to do. I have a whole nother video you can find here in my YouTube channel. You can find it on my blog at networknessie.com on how to do Pinterest keyword research so that you can find these good keywords for targeting that local audience. But so once you learn how to find those keywords, then you're going to want to incorporate them in several different areas of your profile. So what I suggest that you do, if you haven't already done this for your Pinterest profile, is a Pinterest profile optimization. And an optimization is when you go in and you add those keywords into every part of your Pinterest profile that you can add them to. Some of the places right off the bat that you want to add your local keywords to, meaning maybe the city and the state that you are in, putting what state your target audience is in or what county your target audience is in, adding that is going to be a huge difference, and you're going to need to add that in everything. And so one, you're going to want to add your location to your profile name. And if there's any other keywords related to what you do that are also location based, add those as well, to where your business name might look like, business name, San Diego, California, et cetera, like whatever service you offer. Okay. Very, very important that you have that in there, so that Pinterest knows where you're located and Pinterest knows who your audience is. As well as your profile description, you're going to want to add your location in your profile description. So, let's say you're a moving company. You can put on there, California-based moving company servicing the areas of this city, this city, this city, this city, and kind of put a few cities that you work in. So adding those locations to your profile description is going to be really important. And like I said, a good general location for your profile name. And then boards, you need to go in and optimize all of your boards. So every board title that you have and the board description should also have locations in there. So let's say that you own a realty firm in North Carolina and you sell houses all over the state, let's say, put those in there, houses in Raleigh, North Carolina, realty, in Asheville, North Carolina, adding those cities and states and, titling your boards with topics that make sense to what you're going to be pinning about It's going to be really important, but location is really the key point here. Making sure you are specific as to what location you can work in is going to be really important for your Pinterest optimization. Board titles and board descriptions, like I said, should have your location in there. So each board gives you a spot to add a description. Is really important that you optimize that description with keywords. And then your pins, also the pin titles and the pin descriptions should have those local keywords. Do not just do general pins to general things. You have to put that location in there. That way Pinterest knows, okay, this person is in this area and it's looking for people interested in that area specifically. And even your text overlay to your pins. And what I mean by text overlay is when you have your pin design, you have your image, that text that you add over it with the title of your blog post or the title of whatever the content is, excuse me. So adding those keywords and optimizing your profile with your location-based keywords and your location in general is going to help you target that local audience on Pinterest. Because your local audience is on Pinterest. Trust me, there are so many people on Pinterest that can find you and find your business and be like, wow, they're actually close to me, and go check it out. So don't feel like you can't grow your business on Pinterest. Now, with any business, growing it on Pinterest does take time. So it might take a little bit of time, for Pinterest to really kind of pick up who your target audience is, what you have to offer, and then really start showing your pins to the proper people. But I've told anybody, no matter what kind of business you have, whether local or global, it still takes time to really start gaining a lot of traction on Pinterest. If you need help with your Pinterest optimization and adding those keywords, I do offer a Pinterest audit checklist. You can find it on my website when you click the button that says freebies and resources at networknessie.com. And it's a Pinterest profile audit checklist that has you go over every bit of your profile that I just kind of went over with you, has you, check it off that you incorporated those keywords, gives you the keyword research articles and videos. And I also go over, what kind of boards you want to create and how to optimize those, and pretty much teaches you how to do a full profile optimization. And that way you can have those local keywords incorporated correctly so that you can start targeting your audience. Now, another way that you can really reach your local audience, and this isn't just advice for if you have a local business that you're trying to grow. This is advice for anybody that wants to grow their business on Pinterest. I highly recommend having a blog. And the reason that I suggest a blog is because Pinterest loves blogs. Pinterest, because it's a search engine, it wants information and it wants you to provide good, valuable information to your audience. And the more fresh links and fresh content you have to offer and fresh information you have to offer, the happier Pinterest is with you. And so if it's possible for you to create a blog for your local business, that would be best. And it isn't just a great way to get Pinterest to give you attention, but Google as well, because Google is another search engine that also happens to like blogs. And so if you create a blog for your business, you want to make sure that you're talking about local topics. So for example, if you have a realty firm in North Carolina, you're going to want to create blog posts about North Carolina, best restaurants to visit in North Carolina, best neighborhoods to live in North Carolina, how to buy a house in North Carolina, how to buy land in North Carolina, different topics, different things that are really going to attract people to that area, and topics that attract people that might be thinking about moving, like 5 things you should know before moving to North Carolina. These are all great blog post topics if you have like a North Carolina realty firm, in order to attract people that might be thinking about moving there, or maybe they already live there, right? And they check out your blog to learn more about their local area, and then eventually might want to buy a house, or they decide to move, and will have you in mind as the realty firm to go to because they kept running into this information. Also, sorry, I got distracted. If y'all know me, you know that I don't re-record videos when I screw them up, but I just realized I didn't even put my phone on silent. But anyways, so this is a good way to start attracting your audience on Pinterest, providing that content and that value that's going to attract your audience. So like I have a Pinterest marketing business. So what I blog about and post about is Pinterest marketing, people who are interested in Pinterest marketing, people who want to learn about Pinterest marketing, people who might need Pinterest marketing services. That's what I blog about. Things for business owners, because business owners are my target audience. So it might be general topics specifically on how to grow your business. And so that's what you want to do no matter what your service is. If you have a local skincare company and you don't ship globally yet, but you do, have a local brick and mortar store, you're going to want to talk about skincare topics and things like that, recommend your products inside the blog post, and then reach and target that local audience inside of Pinterest. A blog is so good for business. I cannot emphasize this enough. And if you're completely clueless about starting a blog, like you might have a website, but you don't have a blog yet, and you're not exactly sure what to do, there's a free blog course that I highly recommend. That's also in my freebies and resources section of my website. You click the freebies and resources button, and it'll take you to a free blog course that kind of gives you the basics on getting started with a blog. So now let's talk about strategy, okay? So once you have your profile optimized, you might have a blog ready to go with some good content, local content for your local business. You might be thinking, okay, now what now? So one, you're gonna wanna have good pin design, okay? I recommend Canva for pin designs. There's a free version and a pro version. And it's really all you need in order to create great pins for Pinterest. And Canva already knows all of the proper sizes for Pinterest pins. So you can literally go in there, click create, type in Pinterest, and it'll give you all the options to the different pins. Making sure you have good pin design is amazing. I do offer a free proper pin guide that's also on my website under the freebies and resources section. So you're welcome to check that out if you're completely clueless about creating Pinterest pins. And then when it comes to strategy, well, I can't go into detail what and how many pins you should pin and how often you should be pinning and go through the whole strategy with you. I will tell you that to start off, one of the things that I love to do is to create a bunch of different pins. So, get one, let's say a blog post, and for that one blog post, create a static pin, create a video pin, create an idea pin, maybe a carousel pin, and pin all of those for that blog post. Do this for several different blog posts or several different product pages or whatever it is that you're trying to promote on Pinterest. And then wait a few months, because it does take months for Pinterest to really figure out, index your content into their algorithm. So wait a few months and then look back and see what pins are performing better. Are your static pins getting more attention? Are your video pins getting more attention? Are your idea pins getting more attention? What is getting more clicks to your website? What's getting more engagement from the audience? What's getting more pin clicks? Check out your analytics and determine how you're going to change your strategy, what pins you should create more of. And that's a great way to kind of at least get started with knowing what kinds of pins you should be pinning and all of that. If you want to know more Pinterest marketing strategy, you're welcome to reach out to me. There's also a course that I recommend in my Pin Like a Boss section of my website that will teach you actual Pinterest marketing strategy in full detail. And then lastly, another thing that you can do in order to reach your local audience on Pinterest is Pinterest ads. Now, I do not recommend doing a Pinterest ad campaign until you have done all of the above that I just went over. You want to make sure your profile is optimized. You want to make sure you have good content, like local content, like a blog. But also, if you're going to pay for Pinterest ads and do an ad campaign on Pinterest, you want to make sure that where you're sending them is going to convert. So you want to make sure that it's a good landing page, or that it's a good blog post with great CTAs, or whatever it is that you're sending them to, whether it's an opt-in freebie, that you have that page set up with good sales copy in a way that it's going to actually convert. Because I can't emphasize this enough, it does not matter how much traffic you get to your website if you have no call to actions on there and no good landing pages to really push people to conversion if you're trying to make sales. So making sure that you're set up to encourage them to visit your local business or encourage them to go check something out is going to be really, really important for your local business in order if you are going to invest in Pinterest ads. But I literally think that organic marketing is a great way to go for your local based business. And then I think that if you do Pinterest ads, you can target your local audience on there. You can choose what area to advertise to, which is amazing. Again, you want to make sure that you are fully prepared with a good sales funnel or whatever it is that you want to do in order to get people to come visit your store. So all in all, yes, I think that you can absolutely target your local audience. And really the two main things that I went over in this video and in the blog post I posted on this as well, is that those Pinterest SEO, those local keywords, and really adding your location to everything you do on Pinterest is going to be super duper duper important. And then also having good local content, like on a blog post, somewhere where you are providing information of topics that your target audience is interested in. Is going to be super important for growth on Pinterest if you're trying to grow your local business. And then generally, if you do have a brick and mortar store or something like that, make sure you let your current customers and clients know that you're on Pinterest. Encourage them to follow you on Pinterest. Share, if you have an email list, share, your pins with them. And that way they know you're on there. They can share your pins, save them, check them out later, and hopefully add some engagement to your current Pinterest profile, which helps it grow. So that's something else that you can do to kind of push your reach on Pinterest and continue reaching that local audience. So if you have any questions for me at all, you know where to find me. It's networkmessy.com. And hopefully this did help you learn exactly how to reach your local audience on Pinterest. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and just have a great one. Okay, bye.